Hey guys, what's going on? It's Garrett. I'm out here with the M35 today. You guys already know I'm having some other issues with it. It's got a head gasket issue. So the multi-fuel is not going to be in it for a lot longer, but I'm going to make a couple more videos while I can with it. Today is going to be a no start video. And this is just another reason why I'm kind of sick of this multi-fuel shit. No start issues with deuces are a common problem. Usually after they've been sitting for a long time, it'll be on a fuel issue where the injector pump has some stuck components. That's not what I'm talking about today. Today we're going to be talking about the starting system where you hit the button and you don't get anything. It won't turn over. So first of all, watch it start now and make an ass out of me. We're going to turn our power on. You see we've got battery voltage, although it is a little low. See, all we get is a click. Okay, so I'll show you what that click is. On the side of most multi-fuel equipped engines, and I have seen some without them, there's a magnetic relay. Your magnetic relay is that thing right there. And the top wire right here is the wire that comes from your switch inside. This looks kind of foggy. Let me see if there... You'll have to excuse me, there's something on my camera lens right now. Let me see if I can make this like, look, okay. Sorry about that. I know it's going to be irritating in the video, but you'll have to deal with it. I'm going to drop some knowledge on you here. So, when you hear a click, that means this magnetic relay is at least doing something, okay? So you know that your switch in the dash is good. If you're not getting a click at all, when you hit that switch, you need to make sure first of all that you've got battery voltage, and if you do, you need a second person to help you. You come out here and you put a test light or a meter on that and see if you get system voltage there when somebody hits the start button. If you do, then what you're going to check is, now you can't really see the bottom of it, but those two 4-gauge wires there, they go up to the bottom of that relay, and what that relay does is it closes the circuit from hot, which this right here is the lead from your battery, okay? This is one 4-gauge lead that goes from directly from your battery hot up to the bottom of that relay, and it comes back down right here. See if you can see it. Well, it comes right down to another post right here. It looks just like this one, but on the other side. And it triggers your starter solenoid. Now, that's high amperage. That's why this is 4-gauge. Okay, so you need that magnetic relay to carry the amperage. That solenoid draws a lot. On a regular car or truck, you'll just have one little wire that comes down and triggers the solenoid itself. On these, it takes a lot of amperage, so you can't do it that way. There are some starters that have a different solenoid. It's kind of a bell-shaped solenoid. And I have seen people run just that wire right there to the trigger wire on the solenoid, and it works. They don't draw, I guess they don't draw as much amperage. So, if you're getting power up there and the relay is clicking, then you want to come down here and you want to test the power on both sides. You want to make sure you've got battery voltage here, because that wire can break internally at either end, your main power wire. You want to make sure you've got battery voltage, and then you want to make sure that when that relay engages, that it's putting power to your solenoid trigger post, right? And you can just see it in the darkness right there between the two wires behind it. Make sure you're getting power there. If you're getting power all the way through that relay, then what it is your solenoid is having an issue. And since these do draw a lot of amperage, there's a copper disc inside that solenoid that closes the contact, okay? And what happens is it will arc and burn itself. And when it gets burned to a certain point, it will no longer make contact when it moves. So, you can also have the standard just sticking or not working solenoid issue, which if you're familiar with any other automotive starters, it happens. So in this case, I know the relay is good. It's done this to me a couple of times over the past couple of weeks. The solenoid is just sticking. So what we're going to do, and once again, unless this has developed some other issue over the past few days while it's sitting, then it won't make a fool out of me. What I've been doing is just using my wrench, tap on the solenoid just a couple of times, and usually I do this with somebody else holding the start button. Let's see if it'll start now. Usually it will. Nope. Oh, helps to turn the power on. Nope. Still no start. Okay, so it is important to point out that if you want to retain this starter or starting system, don't beat the living shit out of it, because all you'll do is bust components inside the starter. Okay, that probably sounded harder on camera than it was. You don't want to hit it hard enough to dent the solenoid or the starter body. Sometimes just doing that, jiggling the start button, sometimes that'll get it to work. And this has saved me not only on this truck, but on many other vehicles over the years, in parking lots and on the side of the road. Sometimes it's the bearings on the shaft and the starter itself that gets the windings and all out of line. And if you just hit it a couple of times, it'll get itself back the way it needs to be for you to start it at least once. Sometimes, which is seeming like is the case now, it's just too far gone, and it doesn't matter what you do, it's not going to work. But this is an old trick. A lot of people, believe it or not, don't know how to do it today. It's just hitting your starter and seeing if it'll do anything. See, now this is annoying. This may be the end of the road for this starter, which would be par for the course, because the last time I'm going to move it will be to put it in front of the shop again to pull this motor back out. So I really wanted to get this thing to start on video for you. I said, when I have somebody hold the start button, when I do that, I had to do that at my buddy's house the other day. It worked. It started. But I think the starter is just toast now. So, anyway, that's some basics about the starter. You know, there's really three main points of failure with this: is the start button itself, the magnetic relay, or the starter solenoid. That's, you know, unless you've got a lot of starts on your starter and the bearings and the starter itself are just worn out, that's going to be, most often, it's just the relay. So, you know, sometimes if you got a piece of wire, you can jump those 2 points of contact right there and get it to start. I'd use a pair of pliers or something if you're going to do that, and only do it once, because it's going to melt some shit. But if it helps get you off the side of the road, then you learned something, and I helped you. So, I'm not going to keep screwing with this. I'm just going to end up busting the starter housing or something. If you beat on the starter motor too hard, you'll bust the magnets in it, and then it won't even be repairable. So, if it's a solenoid, you can take that solenoid apart, flip that copper washer around so it's got a fresh side facing the contacts, and then it'll work for just as long again. So, hope this was helpful to you. Please like the video if you found it helpful. Subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.